everybody, and welcome to another episode of Over the Curve podcast, a Formula One podcast for fans old and new by Formula One fans old and new. And today, joining me again is my very great friend Honey Badger, who surprisingly had a very good race. Hey man, unlike the other Honey
Hi.
Badgers.
I mean, I wished Danny was in Ferrari for 2019 season, but anyway, we'll put that aside.
Yeah. Oh man, what happened? That race changed after Gasly's car caught on fire.
DNF.
Okay, all right, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. And there were a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. Uh, some things also that happened during, I think, qualifying. So,
Yeah. I wanted to start from qualifying too.
all right, okay. So then let's start. So qualifying. Some track limits.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, we knew it was. I mean, sure, Haas and Alpha were a surprise. I mean, we expected them to do good, but we did not expect them to do this good. But my biggest problem was that Zoe's lap time was deleted, but Perez's lap time wasn't.
Yeah. So you told me this thing, and I was so carried away by Ferrari emotions, so I chose to ignore it completely.
Understandable.
Who impressed you the most in qualifying?
Impressed me the most, I would have to say, because I know K-Mac qualified 7th, but I mean, I expected him. I would say Mick Schumacher. He got it there in 12th place, I would say. Even so, like, he qualified 15th. Like, you expect this from K-Mac. I at least expected him to reach Q3. And I think he would have started, he could have given it a better go if it wasn't for the hydraulics problem that Haas was facing.
Yeah, fair.
Who were you impressed
So
with?
my thing to begin with qualifying, I was sure that my predictions were close before the start of qualifying. And we talked about this thing last time when we were recording also. So
Yeah.
which is we want all our predictions to be wrong by the end of the season. Then only we can enjoy the season the most, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And the qualifying day, I wasn't so much excited before the qualifying session actually started. So it was a less eventful day, I would say. And then comes the qualifying session, Q1, Q2, Q3, and I was so happy that all my predictions are going down the drains this season already. I know it's early to call it, but I like it.
Yeah.
I'm liking this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I was, the thing that I was the most happy about was when we were recording the last episode, you said that me putting Haas 8th was ambitious.
Yes, I take my words back.
I mean, it's incredible, and if this is how the season is going to be, yeah, I am up for it. Sign me up. I am so excited. But my biggest concern is that the stewarding standards may not
Improve, yes.
because the FIA changed the winner of Formula 3. Do you know that? The Formula 3 winner received a 5-second penalty after the race for exceeding track limits. And then on the time difference, he finished second. Like, he classified second. So when I heard the news, this was before qualifying. Okay, I heard the news before qualifying. I was like, okay, FIA is not fucking around this time. They said that The white line is the track limit, and that will be the track limit. And then come qualifying, there is the you did not delete. They did not delete Perez ka lap time. It should have been deleted. And Zoe's was deleted. And I went to the FIA website and I looked at all the documents that they released. And they've only released a document regarding his lap time, not Perez. And
Okay. I think
and I'm
was it completely out of the track?
yeah, he was completely off the track because I also checked. I went back and checked, and he left the line. He literally, like, he was off the track, and technically that lap time should have been deleted.
Okay.
And
I
the
didn't know.
fact that it is a Red Bull is just going to add fuel to the fire.
Exactly.
I mean,
But no, I think have you seen the new rules about uh, overtaking off the track?
uh,
Uh,
the position one, right? That the drivers
yes,
will decide
exactly.
if they have to. Is is it so hard to decide? Is it so hard for the stewards to say that no, you gained the position illegally? I mean, I am assuming that there is a second clause to it. That so I read this on
See,
Twitter. Somebody replied that okay, so if somebody illegally overtakes and then the team who lost the position appeals, and then the stewards can give like a penalty. And I'm like, why do you want to add these extra steps? You looked at the overtake, you you investigate it, and if if it was an illegal overtake, you ask the driver to give it back.
so what I have read is a driver, if they overtake, if they feel like they overtook the opponent off the track, they have to give back the position within the next one lap. Okay, and the
Right.
next thing is the teams and drivers have to decide for themselves whether to give them back the position or not. If they so I have read about this rule. I've seen a couple of posts on social media saying that if a driver illegally overtakes an opponent on off the racetrack, he has to give back the position within
Hmm.
one lap from when he overtook. Okay, and the second thing is drivers and team have to decide whether to give the position back or not. Uh, which is some kind of a problem for me. And the FIA also has stated that if the driver has overtook illegally and
Hmm.
he didn't hand the position back within the one lap, then they have all the rights to impose any kind of penalty on the car.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I understand that, but
And
like,
and
you're
there
still
is one,
wasting a lap.
yeah,
Still wasting a lap.
there's still to that. Okay, and if the team feels like they didn't, I mean, if that's a gray area, I mean, if the team feels like they haven't done anything wrong, the driver hasn't done anything illegal, they can have something like defending thing, or they can put up a case and argue with them, and all this through the drivers will be racing on the track all this time. I don't know how that works actually.
I have no idea, but I mean, I really don't understand. I mean, when the track limits thing came, I was like, okay, these like we'll at least see a good analysis and like a good stewarding. Like it's going to be proper this time, and like it's not even the first race, and we already have started having problems with the decisions that the FIA is coming, or the instances that they are not evaluating. Uh,
Yes. So yeah, I am sure I'm missing something from the. I'm missing a piece from the puzzle because this rule entirely doesn't make any sense to me. But I'll find out in the next couple of days. I'll do a research about
yeah, same. I'm also going to do the same. But
it. Yeah,
okay, now then, is there anything else about qualifying
yeah.
that you want to
So
talk about?
the
Yeah.
driver who most impressed me in the qualifying was Valtteri.
Bottas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, what are I was texting you after qualifying. What are the odds actually to Bottas beating Russell in Mercedes?
Yeah, and Russell qualifying ninth. Oh my
Russell
God.
qualifying ninth
The
and Bottas even
memes,
Hamilton.
the
Yeah.
memes from that last incident between the two of them. Oh my God. Everything, it feels like everything has come full circle. And I mean, like, we'll talk about it with what happened in the race. But, uh, this is
I
the,
know this is very early to call it, but I think this season is going to be a lot more crazier than 2021.
yeah, definitely. I think we're going to have more teams in the mix. And yeah, it's going to be much more crazier than. Oh my God, let's jump to the race. I want to talk about the race because the race was crazy. Oh,
Okay. Before going to the race, I have one point about qualifying.
hmm.
McLaren and Aston Martin, they don't have even the qualifying pace also. I'm quite a bit surprised about that.
Yeah, I mean, it, I don't know if it's a Aston Martin and McLaren issue or if it's that Mercedes powertrain issue because they are both cars powered by the Mercedes engine. So
Could be, but they are in a lot like they're in the worst shape as possible in terms of power unit right now. In terms of
yeah,
car performance, everything. I mean, did you see McLaren mechanics today in the garage? They were like looking out of energy or something. They have lost
yeah,
motivation to be in that race also.
yep, yep. I mean, it was the worst performance that I've seen from McLaren. Like,
Horror start.
it was shocking. I mean, I did not expect McLaren to like even get to the points, but uh, I mean, I did not expect them to finish where they finished. Where did they finish? I think okay. Ricardo 14th and Norris 15th, and
Bottom
that's
five.
only because there were three DNFs. Like I no, I think Perez two DNFs and Perez was last. So yeah.
Uh,
Oh man. Oh, but okay. Now that you mention it, there is one thing that I want to talk about as the entire weekend. Okay. I don't know about the practice, but like even I think in practice also there was some issue in FP3. What the fuck is up with these graphics, man? Like I don't understand. They're not. I think FP, there was one free practice where for the last 5-10 minutes, there were no graphics. Like there was not even a timer on screen. And then qualifying, okay, this is the stupidest thing that I've seen. Okay. Qualifying, Mercedes was on their hot laps, right? Um,
yeah.
Russell was ahead of Hamilton. Sainz was leading at the time. So Russell completes sector one. It shows purple and he is
Purple. Yes.
6/10 down Sainz's time. Okay? And
Almost
Hamilton,
almost. Yeah.
Hamilton is 3/10 down and he's green. I'm like, how is that? That is not how maths work. Like, what? Who
So
is responsible for those graphics?
okay. So when I was watching that Q3, when I saw purple sectors for Hamilton and Russell, I was like, Gaya, up to Gaya. You
Yeah,
feel
that
like, okay, the sandbagging
Mercedes
ends here.
pole.
Yeah, Mercedes want to confirm the sandbagging ends here. You know, Q3 is the time Q3 is what I was waiting for to see actual pace of qualifying pace of Mercedes. And
Right.
when I saw those purple sectors, I felt like, oh man, not again, not this year again. And later I realized that okay, this is the graphics thing. And
Yeah.
I was seeing the qualifying highlights on YouTube, one of my channel,
Yeah.
and I was going through the comments, and somebody, commented it. about everything about the graphics and all. So why are you having graphics like this? And he has given a 3 or 4 good points, very good points. I mean, if they consider it, it will be very good, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, graphics was a problem throughout the race also. Like, I think there was a point in the race, I think from lap 37 to lap 40, there was nothing on the screen. I was like,
Exactly,
what is
exactly.
happening? What is happening? And okay, are we now moving to the race?
Yeah, we can safely.
Okay, we are safely moving to the race. Can can you tell me what is the point of showing gap to the leader? I don't understand. What you want me to sit here and calculate while I'm trying to keep up with what 20 cars are doing on the track when I can only see 2 or 3 at a time? What? Like,
I
show
I
me
was
the
so annoyed,
intervals.
but I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
was
I
so
can't.
annoyed by that change.
And like because if I'm looking at a battle going on between 2 cars, I need to know if they are approaching a DRS zone. I don't know if they're in the range because I have to fucking do maths first. I'm I have a drink, I'm watching the race, I can't do maths. I'm fairly good at it, but not I don't want to do it. Give me it. It's not like
So,
they can't.
like previous years, they used to do this thing for first 5 or 6 laps when the cars were closed. They used to give us the leader, timings with respect to leader. But later on, they would switch back to interval.
Interval.
Now
Yeah, exactly.
I've been waiting when will this switch to interval and doesn't it doesn't.
It doesn't. It was barely on for like 5, 6 laps. Like I was the entire time, like even towards the end, when the entire battle between Perez and Hamilton was going on, I'm like, I can't do maths now. I'm too invested. I want to see if Hamilton ends up on the podium. What are you doing? And oh my god, it was just so
Yeah.
annoyed.
So
I'm like literally shouting at my TV screen.
when,
And I'm like, just I
when
have to see where I can get some live timing because if this continue, I don't think Sky is listening to us. But if you are Sky, please show us interval times. Don't show us gap to the leader. Like, please don't.
also if Sky is listening to this, don't cut to Stroll.
Never cut to Stroll.
Never cut to Stroll. So when this thing
Oh,
was
okay,
happening,
okay, okay, okay. Stroll got out qualified by Hulkenberg. How
okay,
humiliating is that? How humiliating is that? That dude literally walked into the paddock like 3 days ago.
can't imagine. So when this Hamilton versus Perez battle was going on, even I was calculating the time. Oh, what's the time? Why are they showing the lead time with respect to leader? All I have to do was to
Yeah.
depend on
And
Crofty saying the time gaps. That's it.
time gaps, yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's easier when the seconds is the same and the difference is tenths, hundreds and thousands, right? But when the seconds are different, I'm like, I have to now, because it's not like a full, like there's just too much math involved in understanding what the interval is. Like, just give it to me, man. It's not that difficult, and it's not like they've not done it. I don't know why they changed it this time, but I mean, I think there is an intern who is responsible for it. There's some intern who's playing around with the graphics. I don't know what
Sure.
is happening. But yeah, I don't like it. Okay, so okay, now we officially start with the race. What is your first reaction to the race? Your first honest reaction.
It was a first honest reaction when both the Ferraris crossed the line. I was like, Ferrari fucking won.
Yeah.
And even in my friends group also, I have posted the same thing. Ferrari won, fucking won too. I mean, it felt so good after a long time to say it out loud.
Yeah,
Feeling
I heard.
very
Crofty
happy
say
today.
Ferrari's last 1-2 was Singapore 2019 with Vettel and Kimi.
Singapore 20.
No,
No,
2018.
that was not. No. I'll tell you. So Crofty was wrong there. That was Vettel and Charles.
Vettel and Charles, right? Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
either the year is wrong or the driver lineup is
No,
wrong because 2019, I know
no.
Charles was in Ferrari. Wow,
So
Crofty.
Charles, Charles was running P1, and they had Vettel undercut him, and then Charles dropped to second or third. No, second, and pretty much the whole race went on like that, and finished second. Charles, he was whining on the radio all the time. This is not good.
Oh,
This is not.
we'll get to whining today. My first reaction was karma is a bitch.
Yeah, karma is a bitch.
Karma is a bitch. Oh man, this was so satisfying. So satisfying. Both Red Bulls out of points. Max almost close to a meltdown on radio.
They had pace today, but as I said, before the season started, I think they have wasted all their resources into 2021. And I was thinking of this one, like they might struggle with the reliability of the car this season, and it showed in the first race itself.
Yeah, that's true. And the moment Max retired, Checo was like, I'm having power issues. Oh my God. But we're jumping
Yeah,
ahead. Um, there was a collision between Ocon and Schumacher in the first lap, and Ocon was given a 5-second penalty.
yeah.
Uh,
That was pretty
it,
much racing incident on first lap, I would say. I
yeah,
don't know why they gave a 5 second penalty, but it's okay. I mean, 50-50, I would say.
yeah, I would say. But my bigger problem was that we did not see it on the replay. Like, I think they briefly showed it, but
Yeah.
and also that race start. Okay, that was something different that I saw because the moment the race started, there were two different factions that formed, right? There was like the first 10-12 cars that were ahead, and then there was everything behind Norris.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my God, that McLaren is. I
See,
mean,
see, it seemed like a bogey has completely missed from the trains.
yeah, exactly, and it's McLaren is in for a rough season if they don't figure out their problems. Um, there was apparently an incident between Stroll and Norris as well, for which there was no investigation required. But again, like we did not see the broadcast, we did not see it on the broadcast anywhere. But let's get to the main thing that I want to talk about. 3 pit stops.
It is so, yes.
3 fucking pit stops. I don't
You know,
think we have seen a
I think
race with 3 pit stops in a while.
no. So Crofting saying on the radio when Sainz said it on lap 24 or something that we may consider 3 pit stops.
3 pit stops.
Crofting was telling on the commentary that Bottas had a 3 pit stop last year and he finished on the podium, finishing third.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, I think I don't know
I
what
mean,
to make of the tires because the people who
so
were on hard, they struggled a lot with the grip.
yeah, exactly.
And
I
then
mean, you saw
softs and
Hamilton coming
mediums.
out of the pits, right?
Yeah. I saw that was a big, big spin almost from him.
Sliding all over this.
And the softs and the mediums had a considerably higher degradation.
Exactly. Normally, so in Bahrain, because of the temps and all, the degradation is high. Tire deck is very high. So we will be going for at least 2 stop strategy. But if you can save the tires over the weekend, you can have the luxury of having a third pit stop as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it surely made the race more interesting. Uh,
Exactly.
but it's very because I'm watching like older seasons right now. And I'm watching 2011, and like most races back then would always be like 3 pit stop, 4 pit stop, and it's just because they would go for like the first pit stop by lap um, 10 or 12, and then throughout the race there will be 2 or 3 other pit stops. And I was like, because if this continues, then strategy is going to play a very, very crucial role. And I think Alfa Romeo might get fucked again. They need they need a good.
Good
Speaking of
strategies.
Alpha, speaking of Alpha, Bottas's start
Horrible.
was so bad. I thought he was just doing it in the Mercedes just because he was just tired of it. But is he not good with starts? Because I think he lost some 6 places in the first lap.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Horrible start by Bottas. Oh,
So Bottas always does this thing with the starts. He's not good with the starts.
yeah, clearly. Uh, and I mean, I would have loved to see him like get in the mix from lap one itself and like get to see a good Hamilton Bottas battle. And then by the time first lap ended and the second began, I'm like, oh, Bottas 12th. Okay, great. I think we can post the traditions meme there. The Valtteri
All the
traditions meme. It's all
that's
starting behind
so
Hamilton.
when this first lap
Fucking
thing happened and I realized Bottas dropped back to 12th, that's the exact thing I thought that came up to my mind. Traditions.
yeah, yeah. It was a really really bad start, and uh, I mean, what can you do? And then I think after that, pretty much, ev- sure, there were like a little bit of overtakes here and there. What do you think? Has the new regs made the closer racing possible?
Nope, not yet.
Right. I think for the first couple of seasons, we are going to see a lot of reliability problems with the cars.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
going
yeah.
to
I
take a
mean,
little bit of time for the drivers to get a good handle on the cars.
so teams are also struggling a lot. So they are they have a minimal knowledge of this. What works
Yeah.
for them, what doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean,
It,
even Mercedes poising when Hamilton was chasing Perez was looked uncomfortable.
yeah, and I don't know. So I was thinking of Haas being in the place of McLaren, but the roles reversed.
Yeah, but like McLaren wasn't the one I would have chosen to reverse roles with Haas. I'm happy for Haas, but I don't want McLaren there because I want Danny Rick to have a good season because Danny Rick, he's Danny Rick. Everybody loves it. I think we also did not
Uh,
get to see a new Hülkenberg from Danny Ricardo this this weekend. That was an
yeah.
opportunity lost. Should have happened. Hülkenberg. I love watching it.
So
Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg.
role.
Sorry. Okay.
That's all. That's all. Okay, so the next thing is Zoe made a decent debut, I would say.
So yeah, scoring his first points in Formula One in his first race, even if it is one, I think that's a good start.
Yeah, good. That's a good start. Being an alpha and coming from F2 straight away, first race in
Yeah,
F1, scoring a point. That's good.
and finishing ahead of Mick Schumacher, who's had a
Big
year
Schumacher.
in Formula One, and but I think they raced together in F2, right?
Yeah. They're based in for 2 consecutive years. I mean, Zhou was in F2 for 3 years, I think. So
Hmm. show I think was impressive. Mm, and
K-Mag was, I think the driver to stand out for me today was one of the drivers to stand out today for me was K-Mag.
K-Mag, yeah, but I mean, K-Mag is a seasoned driver. Sure, I mean, I did not expect if K-Mag had done anything less, I would still not be disappointed because like he missed so much of testing, and then he's had a break a year-long break from
Uh,
F1. But yeah, I mean, in that sense, yeah, I can see why it was finishing fifth was an incredible performance, considering he was in Haas, but then again Ferrari engine. So I mean, right now I think Ferrari engine is the best in terms of pace and reliability both.
Killing it, completely killing it.
Yeah. If Mercedes is able to find its pace, I think we might see a Ferrari and Mercedes battle rather than Red Bull, unless Red Bull pulls something out.
See, so McLaren and Mercedes should improve definitely because only then we can see like a four-way, five-way battle for the championship. Or else it will be, if Ferrari is dominant this season, it will be the same as last year. I mean, two guys from two different constructors fighting for the WDC. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's true. For any season to be good, I think it's good to have a mix of people in the battle. But yeah, let's see. Mercedes, I have faith in
Alpine,
Mercedes. Should improve
yeah. We cannot write it off this soon.
this soon. Yeah, I mean, it's the longest season in F1. It's
Exactly. And
23 races.
yeah.
It's unbelievable how many races we have. But I mean, if every race is going to be like this, I would be happy to have 50 races.
If every
No,
race is
that
going to be like this, I would be on cloud nine because Ferrari.
yeah, but you know what? Like when I watched this race, I was like, this is the drama I need. There is like you're trying to drive a car with new regulations, trying to like sure you're competing for points, but there is also like a lot of things that you have to figure out as in when you get more mileage in the car. And then there are strategy calls, which tire compound to use. This is the drama I want. I don't want controversy. I want drama. And this is everything that a Formula One race should be.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I want. So now, I
Uh,
mean, Gasly's incident, uh, very reminiscent of Grosjean. Not that extreme, but
no,
oh my god.
I mean it was dangerous when I saw the fire at the same place.
Yeah,
It was at the same place, right?
almost. Yeah,
Yeah. It was at the same place. So had a for a split second moment, I had a flashbacks.
yeah. It was not it was PTSD.
Yeah,
Because I remember watching that race live.
live, live,
Um,
live. Yes.
yeah, and I mean I know Drive to Survive made it like a 10-minute thing, but it wasn't that long. He was out of that fire even before the cars reached the pit lane, but uh they were still like the most tense seconds of me watching Formula One because it was crazy. And then Gasly had a similar, and sure, like the car wasn't uh split in half and he wasn't in a ball of fire, but it was still fire, and it was a crazy fire. Like wasn't like a small little cute fire. It was a full guns blazing fire.
So
And
yeah.
he
So
barely got out of
what
the
was the
car.
problem?
I am not sure. And I mean, we are recording this way too early. So I don't think will know what the problem was. Unless, let me see if FIA has released something about that.
Engine blown off, I guess.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Let me see if AlphaTauri has posted anything on socials. But I mean, this is the downside of recording the podcast so early. You don't get to know.
So next, I would like to talk about Alpine. They were decent all throughout the race.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. I don't think Alpine is going to do something crazy this year.
Yeah, they won't do, but that Red Bull double DNF really helped them. They finished on seventh and ninth, I guess.
I have the classification here. So Ocon was seventh. Yeah, Ocon beat Alonso. Alonso finished ninth.
Ninth, yeah. So that's a pretty good result, I would say, for them.
Yeah, there are a couple of things that I want to talk about in the race. Okay, so the commentary when the safety car came out and the cars
Okay.
started unlapping themselves.
Okay.
The commentator, oh my god, it was so funny. They're like, oh, it is trauma. You're saying cars are unlapping themselves. This, that. I was like, oh, I like the fact that they have embraced that it happened and now are at least making fun of it. But
Fun of it.
uh, it was just so much fun, and I was like, what is happening? Because some of those people have spent the last 3 months um kind of defending that decision. And I think, with the exception of Crofty, I know for sure who had a different opinion. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything uh, that is going to get us in trouble. But I mean, you know what? Hey, I will say it because then I will at least know people are listening to this. But yeah, I mean, it was fun, but it was still like, for me, it was like, oh, but that it was wrong. And maybe if you had taken some actions at the right time, maybe,
Exactly.
uh,
At some point, Ferrari's race engineer came onto the radio and he was talking to Charles, and uh, Crofty mimicked him.
yeah,
Did you notice that?
yeah.
Uh, It was also funny.
Yeah, the commentators were definitely having fun. And the safety car thing was literally the highlight for me. And there was another thing where they compared the hard tires to some olives you find on a platter or something. I don't know, but
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
crazy commentary. And now the thing I really want to talk the most about: Max
DNF
Verstappen's meltdown
meltdown,
and
yes.
Red Bull finally getting what it deserved after the last 3 months, man. I have zero sympathy for them. I am sorry. Sure, what happened was bad, blah, 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 a big hit for Red Bull, but I can't feel sympathetic for them. I really can't. And Max's meltdown in that car was so satisfying to watch. I mean, my entire outlook towards Red Bull, because of all the antics that they have been up to, it's made me such a bad person that I'm feeling happy for somebody else's meltdown. I don't like it, but I have zero sympathies for Red Bull and Max Verstappen.
Okay, something to say in the same lines. So, uh, I read a I read an Instagram post recently, and I was going through the comments, and I read this comment particularly.
Mm.
It said, "Sorry to offend anyone. I want real car manufacturers to build the cars and fight it out for the championship, and to win rather than to lose to a energy drink company." And sorry to say this. I have lost my sympathy for Red Bull after the last season. This was the exact comment I read,
Yeah,
and this I think everybody feels that way. I would say right now.
I mean, except for Max Verstappen fans and Red Bull fans, obviously. But uh, I mean, I've made my feelings very clear to you at least. I am just tired of it. Like for me, the biggest problem is that at the end of the day, Christian Horner and Red Bull, they do not respect the fact that they are competing, man. The other team is not just going to sit there and let you walk all over them. But at the end of the day, even if you've given your 100% and the competitor has done better than you, just applaud them. That's it. That
Exactly.
you cannot win every single day, right? I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
that's rich coming from somebody who's like would prefer a Mercedes victory over a Red Bull. But
So
I mean,
talking about Mercedes, I have just seen their post on the Twitter.
hmm,
Did you see that?
oh, nahi, yaar, I have not
So
had time to.
okay, I'll explain it to you. They have posted a photo of Perez spinning in the first turn and Hamilton and Russell overtaking him. So
Oh,
they posted this photo and said something like, "Love to see it."
I bet they do. I bet they do. Oh
So
man.
all being said and done, so now you realize the luck factor of Hamilton. I know I will get a lot of hate for this, but you can see that.
Yeah, I mean, today I would say he was quite lucky
Yeah.
because up until that second last lap, I wasn't sure that Hamilton would be able to overtake Perez. I wasn't sure. I thought that the podium would be Charles, Carlos, and Perez. I really
Oh,
thought that.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I did not see that happening. Like, and at first when he spun, I thought Hamilton hit him, and I was like, okay, this is gone, and even Hamilton is going to get a penalty because these stewards are not fucking around this time, and there will be no favorism towards anybody. But I saw the replay, and it wasn't like it was the issues with the car, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I mean, damn lucky to have had that happen. And if Perez had just held on to that one lap, I think he could have kept Hamilton at bay. Hamilton was half a second behind him. Um, Going into turn one,
Yeah.
I think he was zero point 0.3. I would have known the exact interval if they'd shown the bloody intervals, but I was doing maths, so it was somewhere between zero point 0.3 and zero point 0.5 seconds. Yeah, but I did not. And I don't know, was it because the car malfunctioned or something, or was it just Perez giving in to the pressure? I don't know what
No,
exactly
no.
happened there.
So the reason wasn't revealed because it might be an internal issue. So Max thing, they I mean, Max was saying that he had a problem with the battery, but they came on the radio and said it was not the battery, it was something else. So they didn't disclose the problems anyway. We'll see. They'll give a statement about it at least.
Yeah, they will. But what do you think about the whining that we heard from Max today? It wasn't even whining, man. He was having a full blown meltdown. I think he wasted a
He's,
lot of his energy getting frustrated in that car.
he just cried and he couldn't believe that how come we are doing such bad in this race coming from a winning a championship.
Yeah, because and I mean, I think if it is true that Red Bull has not given much thought to 2022 and put in all their efforts and energy and resources into 2021, I have one thing to say.
which is
They have a very short-term outlook on things. Like even for
yeah,
Max, I think his race engineer told him that we might have to retire the car. I think some 6-7 laps before that, and he did not listen. Like he was having those issues for a while, and like he was more adamant on finishing that race on the podium than to preserve the car. And what if it led to much more damage? And which is exactly what happened. Like sometimes you also
exactly.
have to accept the fact that the machinery also has its limitations, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and
So
this is my exact point, right? There is no conducive environment for Max to grow, to mature as a driver. I would still stand by that. This entire thing of Christian Horner treating him as if Max Verstappen is a genie who can make anything and everything happen is going to cost him in the long run, because he is a very, like, even with his tires, like his engineer had to tell him to go slow on the outlaps, and it was
exactly.
still not slow.
Yeah,
Crofty
yeah.
compared the outlap times of Charles and Max on the commentary. It wasn't slow.
It
That
wasn't.
cost him the race.
And I think the second pit stop also they were 1 second slower than Ferrari.
Yeah,
Mm, yeah, that
yeah, which is
also
surprising, because Red Bull, I think, has the historic record of having fastest pit
fastest
stops. Like
pit stop.
I think their record is 1.8, and
1.8, yes.
this was like crazy. And I mean, I think yeah, Red Bull. I think Red Bull was like, as long as we stop Mercedes, we don't care. It really seems like it. Oh, it was
Uh,
such a narrow outlook towards running a racing team. Like I don't understand how this happened, but as I said, like I have zero sympathies towards them. I I don't feel bad for 1 second. I literally clapped when Max retired. I was so happy. I downed my beer. I was so happy. Like
so
you
last
deserve
season,
it.
the only reason why I supported Max was Ferraris weren't doing good. They don't. They are nowhere close to the championship, either constructors or drivers.
Right.
And I needed to have at least someone end this Mercedes dominance. I wanted to see that. So that's the reason. That's the only reason I supported Max. If it was someone like Norris in the place of Verstappen, also I would have supported Norris.
Yeah, no. See, my problem is not with Verstappen fans, and my problem is the blind following that happens.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
even like last season, I was supporting Hamilton because I've just never gotten on board with Red Bull. Like I was like, I would have when Danny Rick was there, but like I can't. It's just that team just does not sit right with me.
Yeah,
And
it's a
so
toxic environment.
yeah, but even when I remember a couple of races when Hamilton would come on his radio and start crying about his tires, I would scream at my screen. I'm like, "Kya hai Hamilton? Main to 10 lap bhi nahi hu." You've not even driven like a fraction of the race, and you've started cribbing about the tires. What the fuck, man? This that and like the thing is that even if I support a particular player or a particular team, I would still call out wrong behaviors. That is
Yeah,
my only problem. That's my only problem with Max Verstappen fans. And I'm not saying that it's true throughout, because there are a lot of Max Verstappen fans also who are tired of Red Bull, who are tired of what they did last year and what they have been doing ever since. I'm not saying that, but there are a lot of people who are fans of a lot of these drivers who will just not hear anything against them and will just not accept the fact that their hero can do something wrong. That is my problem with everything. I am Liverpool's biggest critic. There is nobody who can insult Liverpool more than I do, and I support them. I want them to win. But if they
yeah.
screw up the match against City, I would be like, yeah, you deserve to lose, man. What the fuck? How can you do that? I'll do it because that's what sports has taught me. Like it's not it's not always going to be that you win, and it's even if you don't do anything wrong, there is always a chance that your competitor might do better. And you need to understand that and you need to value and respect it. That's my problem with Red Bull. End of rant.
Got it. Perfect. So, what are your thoughts about Mercedes this weekend?
Oh, Mercedes has a long way to go. Um, I mean, it's hard to say anything because they finished third and fourth. But I also think that it happened only because both the Red Bulls did not finish in points. Um, but yeah, they got lucky. I will agree. They got lucky. No, but I mean, if I don't think Lewis can get lucky for all 23 races. So Mercedes need to figure out a solution to their porpoising problem.
I think
I
they'll surely come up with something for the second or third race. I'm pretty sure they'll be back on track.
I think they even gained, like, even from like pre-practices to qualifying to the main race, they improved quite a lot, but there is
Exactly.
still at least a second and a half missing on pace from that Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean, take the porpoising problem itself. We were seeing, we can clearly see it in, if, Hamilton and Russell struggling with it in free practices, but comes qualifying, they have worked on most of it and made that car drivable,
Yeah,
make that car competitive in qualifying, I would say.
yeah, and
So I don't have any doubts about Mercedes coming back and being competitive again. So let's see.
let's see, indeed. And I mean, I hope and pray to God McLaren can find their mojo back, man. Imagine
Uh,
the team that topped Barcelona test is finishing 14th and 15th. Oh my God. Oh, this is sad.
okay.
But I
Any
mean,
thoughts about?
oh,
Hmm,
okay. This was something that Crofty also said. So, like, except for the three DNFs, Perez, Max, and Gasly, the bottom six are all Mercedes powered cars.
powered cars? Yes, yes, yes.
So
I noticed that.
Nico, Latifi, Norris, Ricardo, Albon, Stroll, McLaren, Aston, and Williams.
Yeah.
So while sure Mercedes problem is a lot to do with porpoising, I think there is, at least with these cars that are using Mercedes engines, there is something very, very wrong with.
Yeah. It shows that the power unit itself is not so strong.
Yeah, yeah. I'm I don't know if it has something to do with that fuel, the new fuel they are using, or I don't know, because even with Mercedes themselves, sure they're having problems, but the difference between those two is like vastly different. Whereas you look at Haas, which has a Ferrari engine, pretty much
Yeah.
on point, and even Alpha, pretty much on point. Like, I mean, sure, they're like, where did Alpha finish? 10th and 6th and 10th, right?
They did good. Yeah.
He did good. And then even Haas, 5th and 11th. Like, they did considerably good. So, I mean, whatever it is, I hope it gets sorted in the next couple of races.
Yes. So, what are your thoughts on Ferrari and their win today?
It was good. It was good. It was so amazing. Like, I did not even realize I was rooting for Charles when I predicted that Carlos will win the race. uh, it was very fun, and I was genuinely so happy. But in my heart somewhere, I was like, oh, Sebastian could have been in this team. Oh, if only
I
Vettel was
wish.
still here.
I
I wish.
wish.
We all wish.
But yeah, this feels incredible being a Ferrari fan for various
Yeah,
reasons. I would say because
I'm sure.
in 2019, last I've seen Ferrari do something special and win a Grand Prix. And since then, heartbreak after heartbreak, like two complete seasons, nowhere near close to the championship. It was very hard on probably the worst I have gone through as a Ferrari fan the last 2 years.
Right.
And coming out from that and seeing Ferrari 1 2 in Bahrain was, I felt like it's just worth the wait. The victory seemed more sweeter now.
Yeah,
And I can imagine how the drivers and the team,
would have
the
felt.
mechanics are feeling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can totally feel their emotions right now. And Charles has said this thing. So in 2019, you remember his Bahrain debut.
Yeah.
So sorry, that was second race, I guess. So Charles got pole, and he was in his own league that weekend,
Mm.
and he was leading leading the whole race. I think, and he had an engine problem, and he had to retire, not retire the car, but a safety car came out. Luckily,
Mm.
he had an engine problem, and Lewis and Bottas have overtook him, and then I think Hülkenberg or someone went off the track and brought out the safety car, and the race finished behind the safety car, and he finished on the podium.
Oh.
So this was like on 47th lap or something out of 57 laps.
Mm.
Okay, that was the first heartbreak for Charles in Ferrari. I mean, that weekend everyone was cheering for Charles because he was so good. He impressed everyone on the paddock and everyone watching the race. That weekend, he showed what Charles is made of.
Right.
And so coming from there, and I know he had to wait till Belgium to win his, to take his first victory in F1. And now today, the redemption for that Bahrain
Redemption.
2019. And a funny thing happened. So when he was on the last lap, Charles came out on the radio,
Mm.
and I'll I'll quote it. Wait, just a second.
Okay.
I'm bringing up the post.
Yeah.
So Charles came out on the radio, and he said, "I joked on radio on the last lap that there was something strange with the engine, which I'm sure gave a heart attack to the mechanics."
Oh.
So he said this thing in the post race interview. I just read that, and
Oh,
imagine the
damn.
mechanics.
Oh, man. Oh, so like the entire race, I was hoping that Ferrari does not mess it up. So every time Ferrari had a pit stop, every time there was a team radio that came on, I was like, oh my God, please let there not be a problem, because I knew Mercedes was not on pace. There was no way Mercedes was winning, and I did not want Red Bull to win. So I was hoping and praying the entire race. Please let Charles win. Please don't let anything
You
happen.
you
And
had no idea. You had no idea what I was going through. Well, when the when the graphic of the radio is popping up with the
yeah,
Ferrari symbol on it. Oh my God! Every time I saw that pop up,
yeah.
my blood pressure increased so much. I had to control my emotions.
Yeah. Oh man. Ah, it was amazing. Yeah. I think this is the best way to define the start of a new era. We got
Yeah, yeah,
new race winners. Like, I mean, somebody who wasn't Hamilton or Max.
yes, yes, yes. And how refreshing is it to see, uh, an Alpha, a Haas, Alpine,
Yeah,
uh, everyone, in top 10, which they haven't been in top 10 this competitive, like for the past 2, 3 seasons, maybe.
yeah,
So it's very refreshing sight to see the leaderboards today.
yeah. Man, after qualifying, I think Haas's Twitter timeline was so wholesome because,
Yeah,
man, they've been subjected to so much shit. I'm so happy for Haas.
yeah, same thing, same thing.
Okay. Now we come to the fun part of the
Okay.
episode. As you
I think,
remember, we all made predictions.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And now, so we are going to run this prediction league throughout the season. Okay. Uh,
Okay,
so I've decided first three. So like when the podium places, if you get it right, you get 2 points, and then 1 point each for fastest lap and your three predictions what you've given.
okay.
So I'll start with you, Charles. First, 2 points. Congratulations. Lewis second did not happen. Carlos third did not
Did not
happen.
happen.
Could have happened if only Max had finished. You said who got the fastest lap? I don't know who got the fastest lap. Charles got the
I think it
fastest
was
lap.
Charles.
Charles
Yeah,
got the fastest lap. Yeah, I remember seeing 26 points. So yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You said Russell will get the fastest lap. No. You said Hulk
Okay.
will finish in seventh. That is the biggest heartbreak.
That,
Biggest heartbreak of this race is Hulk not getting points.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
said Mick will finish in points, missed by one
Close,
position,
close.
and you said Tsunoda DNF.
I should have
Um,
said at least one Alpha Tauri DNF. That
yeah,
was my point actually. I said Sunoda DNF.
yes. So you got 2 out of 10. I'll also do Shakuni and Kramer's predictions. So Shakuni said Hamilton first, nah, Sainz second. So he got that right. And then Russell third. No. Fastest lap Russell did not happen. But this is interesting, okay? Max finishes below top five, which is correct.
Done.
This
Okay.
is crazy, okay? Then he said Ocon beats Alonso, which happened.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Shakuni has had some fixing thing for this. And then he said Alpine finishes out of points, which did not happen. So he gets 4 this weekend. 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Now we do Kramer. Kramer said Hamilton, Leclerc, Russell did not happen. And then fastest lap Perez, nope. Gasly in top five, oh, so sad. Gasly, oh, Gasly. He said Magnus in DNF, lol. Perez out in Q2, nope. Oh, Kramer. Kramer, we are very sorry, but you don't get any points. I don't think I'll get any points either. I said Carlos, Max, Charles. If only I had listened to all Ferrari fans and gone for Charles first. But, anyways, I said fastest lap to Max. Did not happen. Hulk finishes in points. Nope. Mick beats K-Mac. Nope. At least 3 DNFs. Okay, now the biggest question is did Perez DNF or did he finish last?
No, I don't think it was a DNF. Let me pull out the results. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had a DNF.
DNF? Okay, yes, I get
Yes,
one
yes,
point.
yes.
Yes, I get 1 point. Yes. Okay, great.
So Gasly, Perez, and Max, 3 DNFs.
Yeah. Sad day for Red Bull, man. Three of their four cars are DNF.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Me neither, but like I'm just saying, sad day. Sad day. I have to lead by example. No, I can't say that you need to respect your opponent and then just keep on bashing Red Bull. That would be in poor taste. Um,
Yeah, we should do this thing now. If someone gets everything wrong, then they should get full points.
what should they get?
They should get full points.
Why? No. We give extra points if you get everything correct. I
Okay,
think
we are
if you
not
get
doing,
yeah. If you get everything wrong, you should just have -5 also added to your points. No, we won't do that to you, Priya. Don't worry.
oh,
Uh,
okay. So this happens on 442. So if they got everything wrong, they would give them points. That's
oh,
what goes on 442. So that's what I wanted to bring it here also. But here that rule will be, you can abuse that rule easily here.
yeah,
You
it's
can just say,
very, yeah, I mean, we can just say has to finish on podium. Both has to finish on podium, and like there are very, you can say any crazy amount of
yeah.
predictions.
So that
So,
won't be viable.
yeah. Okay, is there anything else that we are missing? I think it's all good.
Nothing else. Good weekend for me. Good weekend for F1 in general, I would say.
Yes, good weekend for me because karma. Yeah, I'm so happy. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Over the Curve podcast. If you liked the episode, please like, share, subscribe, leave a rating. We are now on socials. Find us on Instagram at Over the Curve Podcast and on Twitter at Over the Curve Pod. If you have anything you want us to cover, or if you want to be a part of the podcast, reach out to us on our socials or write to us at overthecurvepodcast@gmail.com. Until next weekend, goodbye and thank you once again for listening.